You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I'm chilling with Onzo from the YouTube channel Big Afford Entertainment. What's up, Onzo?
What's up, man? How you doing, Chill?
There's a fugitive on the loose, and her name is Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. You see, the Becky that Jonathan Majors used to date is now running, avoiding the law. Did she leave before, or did she leave when the DA said, "Hey, yo, Amscray, they're about to arrest you," and she goes, "Drrrr," and she leaves to the plane and gets out into to England. She is a Brit. She is someone who's a foreigner. So maybe this is like a natural just thing that she does. She goes back home. She returns. I don't know her travel schedule. I'm assuming. I'm not even assuming. I'm doing more. I'm really reaching here.
Speculation.
Thank you for that word. So that's the prime story. That was it. We know that the cops have reason to arrest her. We're all probable cause. And I even made the big thumbnail. She got arrested. She didn't. They want to. They have probable cause and they could bring her to custody. They got an iCard, which is like an electronic document that can get you. But unfortunately, maybe because she's been tipped off, and that would make the DA look super corrupt if the
Hmm.
district attorney's office found out about it. I feel like, listen, they send everything to the district attorney's office first.
Hmm.
And that's stupid at this point. What do you think that the DA is going to do? Or it's genius because long term we're working on a case against him. And we're going to say, when we show it to the DA, nothing happens. But then when we showed it to a detective at the precinct, hey, two precincts. Two
Hmm.
precincts.
Hmm.
So we got
And
this. Yeah, go ahead.
and you see, that's the thing, right? It's like when you get to the point where the his defense team tried to keep some information to themselves because they knew if they let it out, she would change her story, and that's exactly what's been happening. It's ridiculous.
Think of how big it is for a cop or detective to turn on other cops. 6 of them were dispatched to the scene. They determined that no, Majors was the accused, the abuser.
Hmm.
And now, after some time, they had enough evidence. After time passed, like a significant amount of time, but some of those photos you take on your phone, they're like time stamped, and
Yes.
they were sufficient enough to prove that those marks happened during that time. There's the body camera footage that they used against them, and detectives turned on those cops. That's major. This doesn't happen. They're trying to protect themselves. They're all a team. Even the district attorney, the entire law operates that way, and he was able to, I guess, undercut an establishment, and that shouldn't be ignored. The significance of that.
Absolutely. And you called it from the beginning. You said it was the cops all the way. And I tried to give, like, maybe it was Hollywood or something he did. But now we know, like, it's these cops, hands down. They were racist. You know what I mean? They went into his apartment and they seen this black man with a nice apartment and were like, hey, how did he get this apartment? We don't know what he does. They didn't know he was Jonathan Majors. So they just assumed the worst. You know what I mean?
It's all Marvel's fault because Ant-Man wasn't popping. Those cops didn't see that movie. If they did, they would have said, "I remember you." Oh yeah, yeah, we're good. I guess we're not gonna convict you to the fullest extent of the unjust law. I mean the law. And so we got this positive news story. We got like 2 straight days before Rolling Stone wants to do what they want to do, and we'll get to that. We'll give it the attention it deserves. NYPD seeks arrest of Marvel star Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend in the latest domestic assault plot twist. This is written by Laura Italiano. In the latest plot twist in a domestic assault case that has jolted Hollywood, the pigs now seek the arrest of the ex-girlfriend of the Marvel star Jonathan Majors and charge her with assaulting the actor, Insider has learned. Acting on an assault complaint filed last week by Majors and first reported by Insider, yep, that's right, plug yourself.
Hmm.
The NYPD has issued what is called a probable cause I card, investigation card, for the London-based woman. What's her name there, Anzo? It says
Stephanie McMahon.
that's what I heard. That's her name there. According to people with knowledge of the investigation and a copy of the document reviewed by Insider. So this is an electronic document that authorizes the police to arrest Becky on suspicion of third-degree assault if she returns to the United States. If she returns, does that mean she's not going to return? Can you imagine if she's just a fugitive on the loose, that she's not trying to come back and she's like, I can do Hollywood, but we'll have to do it over here on the East Coast. I'm not going to ever return there because should I get returned, I'll have to be arrested. We got the court date on August 3rd. I guess I'm going to have to miss that. Let me see if I can do a Zoom call. Let me see if I can fake getting a COVID just so that I can be like, oh, I
Hmm.
got to do this remotely. Sorry.
Hmm.
Maybe, I think as someone who's in the Hollywood industry, she needs to maintain relationships with that part of the world. I'm speculating again here, but the way that I say if she returns to the US, do you think that she's on the run?
Well, definitely, right? Because, and that's why I don't like a lot of these articles that we've been reading, because I said it on my stream that they misinform you, right? The one I read said she was arrested.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing this one up saying that she wasn't because she wasn't in the country, right? So, it's like a quick to they're just trying to judgment, like, let's get the article out quick without getting all the facts in there. And if she's gone, and knowing that if she comes back she's going to be arrested and has to answer to all of the things, I think she ain't coming back. I also think that the DA, her lawyer, said you gotta bounce. They probably knew this was gonna happen and said you gotta bounce, because if she comes back she has to explain why they had to ask her 19 times who did this to you. You know what I mean? And that
And,
looks bad on them.
and they'll take her into custody. And then on that August 3rd court date, she'll be wearing orange. And that's not a good look if you're trying to win a court date. So the DA
Facts.
doesn't need her. You mentioned something about articles. You read Newsweek a couple days ago. And in Newsweek, they said something about who dialed 911.
Yes.
That's a mistake that you called out also. That's a bull. He's the one who dialed 911. Why? For her help. She was half
Mhm.
naked, locked herself in the closet, bleeding, disoriented. You saw drugs here. You saw alcohol there. You saw text messages saying that she didn't want to be alive anymore. That's why he did that. He's the one who
Mhm.
dialed 911. Newsweek, let's get it correct, because this isn't like every other typical Hollywood story where there's an abuser, where there's a man who's just, and then the woman has enough and she bravely escapes. And salute to women who face that.
Mhm.
Becky is not your friend. She delegitimizes the validity of people who go through things, and it's common. And I'm not discrediting that. But if you are someone like some of these guys who write the Rolling Stones articles, if you're someone who recognizing that there's an oppressed group who've been trampled over, and now it's time to fight back, there is.
Mhm.
Except it's not one that's. It's one that's what's the word like. Oh, I don't want to say black. I want to use a better word. I'm trying to be creative. Black people. I
Pretty
was gonna
much.
go with you. I was gonna say, you see, no, no. There's this generational thing that you inherit, and but like if you're a woman, and basically your X chromosome is something that generationally you inherit too. So that wouldn't
Mhm.
work. But that's where I was going with that joke.
Mhm.
We'll keep things light here. Mr. Majors has been asking for justice as the victim here, and he deserves to have his assailant. Oh, they called her an assailant. Which
Mhm.
sounds better, assailant or fugitive?
I think fugitive,
Yeah.
because she's on the run, right?
Arrested and then brought to court to face the charges against the blonde. The defense lawyer Chaudhry shared with Majors prosecutors detailed photo and video evidence she believes exonerates Majors, according to the April 18th letter to Manhattan Criminal Court, Judge Rachel S. Pauley. And remember, Laura has seen this stuff, so when Laura
Mhm.
reports this from Insider, it's facts.
Mhm.
Last week, after the Manhattan District Attorney's Office declined to grant the lawyer's request to drop the charges or charge who Dr. Umar warns you about, Chaudhry and Majors took her evidence directly to police. I love that. First, we go to the DA. Yeah, okay, you're refusing to charge? Bless. Now we're going to go to the police. Look at that. Genius.
And the great part about it is the police seen enough evidence in those videos to charge her. Great.
Lovely. Love it. It
Mhm.
worked. Mission
Yeah.
accomplished. This is the DA is going down.
Hmm.
On the day after he appeared in Manhattan criminal court against Becky, Majors walked into the Chinatown precinct with Chaudhry and her evidence, the lawyer told Insider. And then Majors told the police that she scratched his arm, dug her thumbnail into his face, causing his chin to bleed. He gave investigators time stamped photographs he took of these injuries, Chaudhry said. The white woman injured her own self hours after the street fight in a drunken fall while she was alone at Majors' penthouse, Chaudhry alleged. In reviewing that evidence and speaking with Majors, the pigs investigators at that precinct and at the nearby precinct, two precincts of the police that covers the Majors Lower Manhattan penthouse, both of them found probable cause to arrest her on his assault allegations, according to the lawyer and a law enforcement source. That it cannot be understated. It took two, not one, two,
Hmm.
two, two, two.
And they both came up with the same conclusion. So, guys, just think about that, okay? It's not like one said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe there's not enough." No, they both seen enough evidence and said, "You know what? We're gonna charge her."
They saw the evidence and they go, "Ooh, oh, wait in this room. We'll be right back." Go on the phone. Yo, DA, they got evidence. I mean, I'm gonna lose my career if I don't confirm this. We just gotta. I think we gotta do what we gotta do. Hold on one second. Uh, sorry, I'm on hold. Yeah. What are we gonna do? What? You mean the other precinct called you also? They know.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll stall. Make sure that she leaves the country. Like, who knows how that went?
Facts,
Who know.
facts,
Who knows, bro? We're
facts.
that's where we are when it comes to her. So now she is out of the country.
Absolutely. And I would love to know when she left. You will probably never get that information, but I would love to know when she left. Did she leave before and just like, I'm going back home? Or did she get tipped off and they said, you know what, maybe you should go visit your family for a while? And I believe it's the latter than anything else, bro. I believe it's the latter. It's an important case, right? And these prosecutors, they want to win this, and they know that right now she is a liability to their case, right? So they have to find some way to keep her away from everybody else, media and everything, until the case comes around. She might say something, put her foot in her mouth, case done.
When that questioning happens and they want to find out when she left, they'll be like, "So you were injured, right?" "Yeah, I
Hmm.
was injured." "How long were you injured for?" "Were you injured enough to travel?" "Yeah, I mean, I wasn't injured enough. I could still travel." "Okay, so when did you heal enough where you could actually travel back to
Exactly.
England?" Huh?
Hmm.
And then they'll be like, "Objection." And they'll be like, "No, it's important. We want to know how injured she was." "So when was
Hmm.
it okay for her to seek the to take a flight?" "Oh, really? It was June 21st, eh? Funny, that was the same day we went to the precinct and the
Yeah.
day after the DA."
Hmm.
They got to be
Hmm.
slick. Hey, if you guys are watching, Priya Chaudhry, Majors, you're welcome.
Good job, for real.
A spokesperson for the DA office declined to comment on the iCard. All right, well, then that means that it's true.
Hmm.
It means that, yeah, you guys were trying to stop that, deactivate the iCard to limit when she can be investigated and taken in, and you're trying to, I don't know, obstruct justice and stuff like that. If you decline to comment, the comment you should be given is, no, this is abhorrent, false, completely and utterly
Facts.
untrue. But you did leave a comment, didn't you? What does it say? It says here, our investigation and case into the assault charges against Mr. Majors remains ongoing. You know how they're investigating? They're looking at his past. They want to know what he did in 2011 to the first woman he ever told he loves and trying to find exes and everyone else who can speak bad about him. That's their investigation. Because when it comes to her finger being broke inside that taxi, we got video of her pulling him
Hmm.
rather into the taxi. We've got her at the club, doing all
Hmm.
the she did this. You guys know this one? Remember this one? She threw that one
Yeah.
out. Her fingers were fine. She hit the
Hmm.
elevator button. She gets upstairs and there's flesh. There's a fresh wound. There's like every reason to doubt her exists,
Hmm.
and the witnesses can attest to this. That you guys are investigating his past to try to defame his character,
Facts.
and it's not just you. You guys have Variety on your payroll, and the one that just came out yesterday that released really late at night. What was it,
The Rolling Stone article.
bruh? Behind a paywall where you got to log in and become a member to read.
Yeah, but fortunately, we got it up here. We got it.
Canada privilege. It says here efforts to reach Stephanie through her. Let me stop. Actually, so I joke around. I don't say her name. It's not important. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
this
yeah,
is there's a
yeah.
historical thing here going on where a white woman can accuse a black man and everyone
Hmm.
will believe him. So I'm not giving her name.
I agree.
Before I wasn't giving her name because out of fairness,
Funny, yeah.
it's a potential abuse victim, and I don't know what happened. I really don't know. Now I truly believe, like, unless she has a twin sister that was at the club, and unless there's a lot of other, I'm 99.9% sure that she's not an abuse victim. But
I
still, I
agree.
wasn't giving her name. Now I'm just not giving her name for fun to
Hmm.
register with you guys, and to those who like are quick to believe or assume guilt. This is systemic and it's racial severely. It's not about her specifically.
100%.
Someone was telling me, D-Real was telling me that she's half Iranian and half like a white woman.
Hmm.
That also doesn't matter to me.
At all.
It's what your skin tone and how you present yourself results in the privilege that you're gonna receive. So
Hmm.
for all intents, yeah, sure, we can get into the ethnic nitty gritty and 23 and me. Her genetics say one thing. Her treatment, when you listen to her British voice, when you look at her, and she will be treated as she'll have the
Uh,
same benefits from the legal system of which, yeah, right?
A Caucasian. Yes, exactly.
Yes, a
Right?
person of colorless.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny about it is, right, because even regardless of that, it's still a black man that they seen. You know what I mean? So take away what her ethnicity is and all of that, it was still a black man that they seen. So
Double
that's where
whammy.
it comes from. Facts.
Chaudhry says, all along, the DA has been insistent that it won't give Mr. Majors special treatment because he's high profile. Now that the NYPD, who has actually investigated Mrs. Snow Bunny, is ready to arrest her, I certainly hope that the DA will not delay prosecution of the Snow Bunny due to the high profile nature of this case. That was sassy, and that's facts. Yeah. You guys are not going to treat someone differently just because they're high profile. Yeah, you can arrest Mr. Majors because treat him like he's equal. All right, same thing here. I hope they don't treat her
Hmm.
differently because this is a high profile case. Boom, reverse. They are really they remember every freaking word that the DA said and is using it
Facts.
against her.
Hmm. And it's absolutely makes sense, right? Because if you're gonna rush to charge Jonathan, then you gotta rush to charge Mrs. Snow
Stephanie.
Bunny over here. Damn right.
Then that permeates. That's been the news story a couple days. Late on Thursday, this tweet catches our eyes. It's written by Alethea Legaspi, 10:38 p.m. on a Thursday evening. You cannot tell me? You can tell me that they worked really hard and long on this report, but they did not work that hard long just so that they can drop it at 10:38 p.m. on Eastern when people work. As a YouTuber, I know that the time you release videos equate with the success that it's going to make the money. The
Hmm.
amount of people who are going to be awake to see that go down drastically. And then when it doesn't perform well on the Twitter algorithms and everywhere else, you're going to share it. People who, because they're asleep, the video or the article, in this case, is just not going to get pushed.
Hmm.
You did
That is
this
correct.
at this hour because you were told to by the DA who tipped you off and said, "Hey, yo, we're doing this investigation, looking out for exes and stuff. You guys want to join us? Yeah." But you guys have been Bati and Bench for the longest. Now, things are looking bad. Everyone on YouTube seems to be against this woman and they believe Jonathan Majors. What can we do to ruin his credibility? Let's talk about his past. Nothing, not a single word in that article from Rolling Stone talks about the car, talks about the police there who had extreme bias so much that they orchestrated an arrest, talks about the choke that didn't happen and was actually pulled from the DA.
Hmm.
It has nothing to do with the case.
Exactly. And not only does it have nothing to do with the case, nothing they talk about in that so called article is criminal. You know what I mean? There's nothing in there to say, oh yeah, he's a criminal. But what they want you to believe is, well, he has this history, so it's definitely possible that he did this.
It's
Come on.
definitely possible due to many people, and some of them say he's guilty of violence. Read this stuff. Read the key point because it's really
Yeah,
just you. We know what it is and we know why it came out, and the defamation is and the smear campaign is happening. And shout out to everyone who recognizes it. Read it.
many describe. So here we go. The key part of this article is that during this 3 months investigation, Rolling Stone spoke with more than 40 people who have known Majors during his time in graduate school, his Hollywood career, and his romantic relationships. Many describe Majors as being a complicated, unpredictable, and sometimes violent man
Oh,
who can.
sometimes violent, sometimes.
Yeah, exactly, right? Not completely violent, but sometimes he can get upset,
And it
you
was
know.
many people. Not out of the 40. Some of them were graduates of at his school. Some of them were his people he was in relationships with, which are the only ones that you should really be talking about, right? But some you got 40 people to talk to, okay? And some of them it made sorry, sometimes violent. Okay.
Absolutely. But they say who can switch from charming to cold in a flash. Now, here's the best part about it. All of the sources for this article requested anonymity, citing fear of career repercussions and personal retribution from mayors.
We read enough. When those women listen, it is possible that he did this and he's this bad guy. I don't know. I wasn't there in 2017 at Yale. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's possible. Chillmonger is not blind to that. Chillmonger does not discredit women who literally every woman I think can tell you that they've had people get unwanted attention. I'm not talking about whistles from a stranger. I'm talking about people they know the names of,
Mm-hmm.
getting that. So it happens
Mm-hmm.
all the time, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if Jonathan Majors has done this violence to women like that, I don't know if he did it. But I can also see the smear, and so for that reason, I'm like, when these anonymous women want to come forward and act on it, cool. Should if they even exist. But we know what time it is. It is routine. The timing of it coming out 2 days. The material in here, which was been working on for 3 months. Not we've been working on it actually for 7 years. It was, oh, he got arrested. Let's do what we do here. We ruin this guy's integrity, and they think that they're doing some sort of noble work for women because it's time to fight. Time's up. Me too. It's let's get back at them. They think they're doing the right thing. No, you're not. You're participating in some like anti-black shit, and cut it out.
100%. And it's like, oh, well, we have these anonymous sources. How do we even know your sources are legit? You know what I mean? Who are you talking to? Like, you, I can find someone from my past that would say Anzo's an asshole. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's an asshole. He did this, he did that. But am I really? You know what I mean?
At least
Because,
for him, he's got August 3rd. He's got a court date where maybe these anonymous women, if they exist,
mhm,
show up in court. But that's all they're doing. Like they're really none of the stands. August 3rd, we will have everything be cleaned.
mhm,
Everything will okay. If these anonymous women who exist, we're gonna testify to his bad history. Come out and say it. And you know what the sad thing is? When Johnny Depp lost his case in the UK against the paper,
mhm,
they have like some sort of freedom of expression or First
yeah,
Amendment right.
mhm,
He probably shouldn't go after Rolling Stone.
mhm,
Trying to go after them for like what they try to do to him. Don't even bother that. Don't worry. Win your case. Let them be. Let the media do that. Never do an interview with Rolling Stone when they're on the red carpet and the microphone says Variety, Rolling Stone. You just no thanks. Do
mhm,
that, and everyone should probably follow suit and be empowered that way. Rolling Stone in this article seeked out information from Chaudhry, and Chaudhry hit him back with, "Yo, here's some 6 X's that can attest to him being good." They even turned that against him. I saw some tweets that said that, well, we reached one of these women, and they didn't ever say that it was okay to share that they spoke with Chaudhry. And I'm like, okay, you're just trying to make him look bad, bro. Well, we
mhm.
talked to this other woman, and she said that this wasn't. So even when you're providing, no, he's got a history with women. These are some of his exes who are not about to uh, participate in any of this nonsense. They use that against him to try to delegitimize what they. So don't even try it. Stop trying to win the public opinion. Rolling Stone's coming at you for a hit piece. Ignore them. Don't worry. Don't sweat it.
Absolutely. And it's to your point where it's like, oh, you were doing this investigation and this article for 3 months, but is it a coincidence that you dropped it just after people started seeing what really happened? Is that a coincidence? No, it's not. Why didn't you drop it 2 weeks ago? Right? No, we had to do final edits. You know what I mean? It wasn't completely finished. We had to do this and that, and it just so happened to finish when the article making him look innocent came out.
Yeah, 10:38 p.m. on Eastern Seaboard. That's got nothing. That's the perfect time. There's no more late night
Facts.
TV. That's why we gotta provide entertainment.
Hmm. Everybody stays up late. They're gonna read the article. They're gonna see it the minute it drops.
Mm,
Really?
mm.
I didn't see it till the next day. So that tells you something, right? Slander campaign. I said it when I did a video. I called it a witch hunt, and that's exactly what this is. It's a witch hunt for whatever reason they want to bring this guy down. And like you said, if he did it, then yes, bring him down. But we have evidence now that pretty much shows he's innocent.
On March
But yet
25th, innocent.
you still continue to try. It's right there in front of our faces. We can see it. We know what's going on.
And some don't because there's some people doing YouTube videos today. Did you guys see what Rolling Stone just did? I'm like, where were you yesterday when we were
Hmm.
talking about this fugitive? Where were you in the first half of our video today? That's
Hmm.
what you guys should have been on. But you want to talk about word for word taking headlines. Things are looking bad now. Bro, it's 40 accusers, and you don't get it, guys. YouTubers be better. Understand, see the filth that's happening, see the smear, see the corruption in the district attorney's office and the coordinated hit against Jonathan Majors. See it for what it is. They could think
Absolutely.
critically for those text messages and say, I think a victim of abuse would tweet that,
Hmm.
would text that. I think that this Majors guy did it. They can have the ability to doubt things and use some sort of like sleuthing, but not for this. And you guys, there's channels like mine's, like Big Afford Entertainment, who are not that way.
Hmm.
We are not at the level we should be at. We should be having, I mean, we were not the level we would want to be at. We would love to have 2 million subscribers and the reach to have opinions which are more leveled and grounded and not so anti-black. We'd
For
like for
real.
that to be like the big things on YouTube. We're not there yet. Like,
Hmm.
comment, subscribe, engage, share, do the things, click that notification bell, do that stuff for the channels that you approve of. And I'm not even just talking about us two. I'm just talking about everyone. There's people out there who are covering this pretty sensibly.
Hmm.
Notice it.
But but then you have the ones who are helping push the agenda, right? And it's usually people that don't look like us. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we can see it, I'm not no detective. I'm not Batman. You're not Batman. We're not the greatest detectives out there, but we can see it. Why can't everybody else see it? You know why? Because they don't want to. They want to see what they want to see, and they want to take the information that basically helps out their theory and run with that. And that's exactly what's going on. He
And they
was
think they're
guilty from the
being
start.
fair. They think they're being fair when they say things like, "No, we don't know. We still gotta wait."
Hmm.
But the fact that you're covering it with the headline that you covered it in and giving it attention and oxygen, if it's not to notice what we just noticed is and the whole anonymity that highlighted. Let me go back to that.
I got it right here.
All of the sources for this article requested anonymity. Come on, people, let's wake up.
Absolutely. And they also talked about someone signed the NDA, right? And said we can't talk about it because we signed an NDA with Jonathan Majors. But the NDA would have nothing to do with this kind of situation. You understand? You would be able to say, well, you know what? He did do this. He did do that. You're protected from an NDA, especially if it has to do with abuse, right? You're protected. And just the fact that you want to bring up stuff like that and say that nobody wants to give their name, I have to question every bit of this article. Rolling Stone needs to do so much better because that's disrespectful.
Yeah, innocent on March 25th, unknown for something he did 10 years ago. Unknown. I can't say so. I don't know.
Hmm.
That's not what we're here for. We're here because police showed up in that penthouse and then made sure that he got arrested. That's why we're here.
Facts. And this is what they always do, right? With us. It's always about what we did in our past, when what we did in our past has nothing to do with the case at hand, right? Okay, if you could say he went to jail or was in trial or had a trial because he was abusive to a ex or whatever, then you could say, yes, that matters. But because we don't have that information, you can't just talk about, well, he was mean to me on the set. You know what I mean? Because
That's
if you watch,
abusive. No, that's what they mean. He was
yeah,
abusive to me.
yeah, 100%. And if you watch, there's a video of Tom Cruise out there when the thick of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone can end up saying, "Oh, Tom Cruise is abusive," and bring that video up on there, right? And say that's how Tom Cruise is. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man, you can't do that. You gotta deal with what's in front of you. And right now, we have a lot of evidence in front of us that shows that Jonathan Majors is innocent.
On March 25th.
Exactly.
So here's the tweet that she did. You guys know how I feel about that. And with this, I say goodbye to Rolling Stone, says somebody. Good. Shout out to you. We got another one here
Facts.
saying, amazed that a journalist sources are all anonymous. You see what I see, AC Slater.
Hmm.
It's literally a source. Trust me, bro, meme, come to life. I hope for the sake of these two ladies' careers, this is not a lie. Why is everyone acting like Majors this Suge Knight and afraid to speak? It's just wildly suspect, in my opinion. That's you.
Facts.
Let's look at this stuff. Site sources, all of this anonymity. Listen to
Hmm.
you guys. The world has a common folk, the people who are just like not incentivized by the industry to slander him. These guys are not besmirching Jonathan Majors and taking the side of Wendy.
Facts.
W women trying to tear a black man down for entertainment. Pathetic. I hope you can cope with the insurmountable shame that's coming your way. You
Good
should be
job.
ashamed of yourself. Y'all just be lying. So when you gonna put the real abuser on blast? Or y'all still trying to tear down talent? 3 months ago is when the allegation happened. He provided legit evidence, and y'all still trying to figure out a way to tear him down? This is disgusting. This man's career and life is on the line, and he's dealing with the court system that's prone to punish black men disproportionately. And here y'all moral grandstanding, throwing more dirt on his name. Who is this for?
Facts.
The energy your publication extends on a black man that just regained his innocence is infuriating. When they say he just regained his innocence, he's public
He's
opinion.
right, but he's been innocent. Let's say that.
Where are the same investigative pieces on white actors and rock legends like the actual Rolling Stones? Tell us your staff is white without telling us your staff is white. So those
Facts.
are the top, as you can see when I scroll under the article, the top comments lean that way.
Hmm. And
Cool.
that's good, right? Because I was expecting to see, burn him to the stake, you know what I mean? But people are seeing what's going on. And if you are a critical thinker, then you can see what's going on as well. It's a witch hunt. It's plain and simple.
And Stephanie's a fugitive. Subscribe
Facts.
to Chillmonger. Subscribe to Onzo. I'm most likely, will be doing a live stream on Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern time, the time when, articles usually drop. And I'll be talking about Jonathan Majors. So if you guys want to get in on that, then that's the time to do it. Usually I do stuff for entertainment, like Secret Invasion, which is a Marvel show that's going on. But honestly, the audience that have been getting recently, like the thousands of views I've been getting on videos, you guys want to hear me talk about Jonathan Majors? I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to provide. And I don't even feel like guilty about it or feel like I'm milking the system. This coverage is needed. It's necessary. So yeah, I
I
feel like I'm
agree
doing
with you.
something nice, which is dangerous. No, but that's a dangerous place to be when you think you're the noble guy who's doing what's right for mankind. That's how these women who wrote that Rolling Stone article feel. They think
Hmm.
like this is for.
This is for all women, right? We got to make sure that these abusers get what's coming to them. You know what I'm saying? It's laughable, bro. It's laughable. Oh my god. Anyways, you know what? Jonathan Majors is innocent. Take that to the bank, Rolling Stones.
And recast T'Challa.
Oh god. You know what? For the sake of the video, recast T'Challa.
The next update I do on the Jonathan Majors topic will be a video that is on the right side. If there's not one there, then just watch my live stream from Saturday or one of my older ones. Thanks.